There's a building material that contains asbestos, and it could be located in your house. And it looks innocent enough where you don't have any idea. And if you're thinking, Leah, I am in the clear, I don't have popcorn ceilings. Well, I'm not talking about popcorn ceilings. I'm going to tell you what it is and how to identify it coming up next. Hi everybody, I'm Leah of Seejanedrill, and if this is your first time here, can I just say welcome to you? We're a home improvement channel where beginners are welcome as well. Now at the top of the video, I mentioned a common building material that's found in many homes built prior to the mid-1980s that contain asbestos. And believe it or not, that asbestos can be found in floor coverings. That's right, if you've got linoleum or tile in your kitchen or bathroom or hallway, it could very well contain asbestos. Now I'm about to install a new floor. What I have here is luxury vinyl planking, but before I can install it, I have to remove the old vinyl flooring. Now the Seejanedrill project house, the kitchen has what's called vinyl composite tile. And it's very common, you'll see it in commercial application, like hospitals, school flooring, you'll see it in malls sometimes. And it wears very, very well. Now this tile here doesn't contain asbestos. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you tile that does contain asbestos, because I want you to see how similar the tiles look. Now here's an example of tile that does contain asbestos. And as you can see, it's very similar in style to the tile I just showed you. So I started my demolition in the kitchen and started to remove the tile. And it occurred to me this would be a good opportunity to share with you a common remodeling mistake where folks start to remodel their home and they're unaware that the tile that they're removing, well, it contains asbestos. So maybe you're wondering, Leah, how do I know? I mean, I'm looking at the floor. How can I tell whether or not it contains asbestos or not? Okay, so let me tell you what to look out for. This is going to kind of get you going in the right direction. Tile size. Now these aren't hard and fast rules, but it's a good indicator. If you have tile that measure 9 inches by 9 inches, well, that's generally a sign that those tiles are older and they contain asbestos. That's not to say that all tile that's 9 inches by 9 inches contain asbestos, but that's just a little clue. Now sometimes you'll be dealing with tile that have chipped a little bit and you can see underneath the tile. If you see black adhesive, well, that's mastic. And that mastic that holds the tile in place, it contains asbestos. So that's something else that you need to look out for. Not just the tile, but also the adhesive. Now we're moving on to the age of the home. How old is the house? Now, if your house was constructed after the mid-1980s, chances are you're in good shape. But houses that are older, houses that were built prior to the mid-1980s, well, you need to pay special attention to those finishes that are original to the house. If you have tile that you didn't put down, and you don't know the age of that tile, then you need to take a closer look. Now, beyond the age of the house, another thing to take a look at, believe it or not, is tile pattern. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a link in the description below the video to a free online resource. It's a catalog of linoleum, of asphalt tile, of plastic tile, of vinyl tile, and it shows you various patterns that are associated with asbestos. So by far the best way to determine whether or not the tile in your home contains asbestos is to simply have it tested. Now the thing is, nowadays they make these do-it-yourself kits where you take the sample yourself and you mail it off to a lab. Now, in the event that you feel a little uncomfortable taking the sample yourself, you can always bring in a professional to do it for you. Now, in the event that you have tile with asbestos, know this. There's good news. That is, as long as it's in good shape, it's not chipped, you haven't scraped it badly, and you haven't been drilling in it or sanding it, you'll be just fine. But if that tile is damaged, well, you may want to think about hiring a company to remove it or removing it yourself, following very strict guidelines about the removal and how you dispose of it. Or the easiest thing to do what's called encapsulating it, just letting it stay and then tiling over it. Now, it's always a good practice that if you are selling your home, to let the realtor know that you've tiled over existing asbestos tile so that the new homeowners know exactly what they're dealing with. This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.